All right, you are sitting in the lunchroom with a group of coworkers. For our purposes, no one knows you are a peer. They are only coworkers, not personal friends, and your boss is present. You are in a group of at least 6 other people. Someone in the group says, I am sick and tired of all these drug addicts and mentally ill people refusing to take responsibility for their own actions. All they do is sit around and expect society to take care of them. What do you do or say?
Sounds like my Facebook page. I'm telling you. Actually,
I love your Facebook page.
thank you. You know, it's an interesting question for me because I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm kind of a strong woman. and I'm pretty forthright, and I know people that don't say things in front of me because they know I'm going to come back at them, you know. Now, as I've gotten older and more mature, hopefully, I've been working on not saying things so quickly. And there are times when I just have to shake my head and go, I'm not gonna even respond to that. And biting my tongue is like, ugh, you know. But I think that one of the things that I have learned that I really work on is, number one, learning how to de-escalate. Not just myself, but in a conversation, learning how to de-escalate is absolutely vital. The other thing is taking someone aside, being able to do that, not calling out a person in front of everybody. If the group is discussing it and there's a whole lot of going on, a whole lot of conversation, there's a little bit difference. But if a person is just saying it, but not other people are engaging in it, it's important to also not embarrass, because as soon as you embarrass someone is the minute they shut down. And you want it to be a teaching. It's not about I want to win. I want to win this conversation and I know so much more. It's about I care enough that I want you to have some understanding about what's really going on. You know, I hear a lot with homelessness. You know, so much stigma. Well, that guy, he just wants to have, you know, he actually lives in a big house over here and just is panhandling, and you know, and you know what, there are some people that are doing that, but there's a lot of people that really don't have their needs met. There's a lot of people that, it came up earlier that I thought about. I was walking down the street in Cleveland, and there was a panhandler or someone who's obviously had some mental illness. He was, you know, dealing with talking to himself and all of this stuff. And my friend who was with me was like, wasn't working in the field or anything, and he came up to us, and I just started talking to him. You know, I said, "How you doing?" and all this stuff. As we left, she commented on, "My gosh, you just were so relaxed. You treated that person like a human being. You just," and it's like, yeah, you know, yeah, this is important. And so that goes back to the modeling. That goes back to the kind of talking about mental illness in terms of with your coworkers. And so I've been all over in this question here, I know, but I hope that some of it made sense.
Well, let's narrow it down, because as you know, there's a follow-up question.
I forget about that.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
In the same vein as the hypothetical, but more specifically, you have decided to talk directly to a coworker who has said some troublesome or even offensive things about peers. What suggestions can you offer to make the conversation a productive one?
I would say Tracy's answer really is phenomenal. I think that I do share my own story, but offering some challenging to, well, haven't you been in this situation? And you know, most people have been in situations where they feel depressed or anxious, and imagine that 100 times worse. You know, imagine what it would be like to not be able to get out of bed. Imagine immobilized. You can't even get out to drive a car to go to work, and you want to work. And that happens. I see so many clients like that. And being able to put a human face on something is vital, you know. We are so divided right now politically, and that's part of what's going on with our entitlements, what we call. And I heard someone on Melissa Harris Perry say last week that, you know what, there are some entitlements that people are not getting that they are actually entitled to, called respect, called jobs that pay equally, subsidies for and tax breaks for housing, for all of this stuff. And we need to stop putting a spin on entitlement as if it's a negative thing. And we need to start saying, yes, these people haven't been entitled or been allowed their entitlements for a very, very long time. And you know, you could put that into any context, whether it's racial or mental illness or LGBT or anything like that. We are entitled to dignity, respect, and understanding. I have the right to ask you, please understand what's going on for me. I have the right to ask, please don't make that joke. I have the right to ask, look, please don't discriminate against that person because something that you have seen on the surface is something that you don't like or you're afraid of or you have some history with that it doesn't really pertain to this person. And so in challenging those things and standing up for yourself and for others is so vital, and it sets a model. It sets a role model, it sets a picture, and if they don't pay attention, I can't control that. I can't control that, and I have to let it go.
Thank you so much. Thank you to the panel for answering that question. Now, one of the things that we believe in very, very strongly at the P.E.E.R Center is a concept called keeping it real. And we like this, and that's good because I work there. And don't look at me like that. And the question that I have to pose to the panel, and I just want a yes or no question, yes or no answer, starting with Juliet, is in that situation, did you want to snap? Not did you, not would you, not should you, but did you want to snap? Did you want to yell or scold or, you know, box? Did you want to yell at the person for the thing that they said? Again, in the hypothetical. Yes or no?
It's okay to say yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
All right, next. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think this is very important to discuss because I think that sometimes as advocates, all of us on the panel, we really do give the answers that we do. And we give the answers that we believe in, and we model good behavior. But modeling good behavior and doing good behavior doesn't erase the fact that, yeah, we want to snap. But there is a benefit in not doing so. And we take that benefit. The reason that we serve on these panels, the reason that we're advocates is because we know a better way. We take what we want to do, which is say, really? What the hell? And instead, we educate versus instigate. And now the question that I have to pose to the audience is, do you feel that there is a much bigger value in teaching the person why what they're doing is offensive and showing them a better way? Or is the better value in yelling at the person and snapping at them? Both. I like the compromise in the back.
Who's the value?
But
It depends on who it is.
all in favor of education? All right, thank you so much. I'm not even going to do the other one just in case. I need to know who to avoid. But thank you so much. The hypothetical was, of course, a very difficult one, but I noticed that when we wrote it, the thing that occurred to me and my partner as we were writing it, actually, Lisa Kiner has done so much work, and she has not yet got a thank you. So everybody thank Lisa. Lisa and I were writing these questions last night, and after I wrote that question, she said, do you think that question's kind of harsh? And I looked at it for a minute, and I said, this happens all the time. And then we both looked at each other and thought, okay, how can we make it harsher? But the truth of the matter is this does happen a lot. And knowing how to put yourself in a position to educate those people is going to go a long way in, I don't want to say stopping them, but changing the conversation. And we are all empowered to do so on every level. You don't have to be an advocate in the front of the room in order to talk to a single person and give them a new idea and educate them about what our lives are like.